Hey guys, how's it going? I'm Tyler and I'm here at Discovery Park um, with my good friend Allison Matriotti. She tagged along. Um, so right behind me are the Discovery Park bluffs, and as you can see, there's about 4 layers of rock and sediment. So the top layer right here is going to be kind of Vashon Till, and it basically comes from the glacier that went all over the Puget Sound, carved out the Puget Sound over 15,000 years ago, I believe. So that's going to consist of some rocks and boulders and stuff like that. And right below it, kind of around here, is going to be a loose sand layer that is also from the glacier. And right below that is an accumulation of clay and silt that got compacted also from the glacier. So we can see that the glacier brought different areas and different types of rock from it. And then this bottom layer right here is a base layer. So this was before the glacier made its way down. It was already there. And so what we'll see with landslides and everything like that is when it rains, that clay layer is gonna get kind of pretty wet, pretty damp, and it's gonna start sliding, and that's when we see everything kind of crumbling from on top of it and underneath it. So I'll give a little bit more after this video, but thank you guys for watching. So to advance off that video in a little bit more detail, the 4 layers of the bluffs consist of a top Vashon Till layer, which I mentioned, containing rocks, boulders, and I didn't mention this, but also some sand and silt deposited by the glacier. Beneath that, we see some Esperance sand, also deposited from the Great Glacier, and the sand is going to be pretty loose and is subject to move and fall should there be any disruption. And that clay or silt layer that I was talking about is formerly known as Lawton clay. So between the Esperance sand layer and the Lawton clay layer, that's where most of the trouble is going to come from our landslides. And I'm not sure if I did a good enough job explaining it in the video, but to reiterate, when it rains, especially in the winter, excess water fills on the top of that clay layer, and it's impermeable to water. So this phenomenon then causes the sand and the Vashon Till layers above it to slide, and that's why we see most of our landslides, especially occurring in the winter. So if we think back to our landslide exercise, we can categorize our top 3 layers as so the Vashon Till is going to be pretty stable. The second layer of sand is going to be anywhere from somewhat unstable to kind of unstable, and then our silt layer our clay and silt layer is just going to be very unstable when it comes to getting wet and everything. And in terms of mitigation, I personally did not see anything that they're doing to kind of prevent this. I think it's just a natural phenomenon, and I'm going to kind of look into that more, but from what I saw, there wasn't much going on to kind of protect it, especially just because the landslides are just falling into the water and stuff like that. So yeah, that's my video, and hope you guys enjoyed.